So, Mr. Wolf, let me start off by sharing this with you here. I don't know if you see my screen right now. If you see what's being shared on the screen,
I do.
I want you to look at it. And obviously, this is Halo, right? I want you to look at it and tell me I don't know about what's wrong here, but what's a little odd. What do you see that's different than what you're used to? And forgive me.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's a little dark, and we'll talk about why it's too dark in a moment. That's another topic. But just in general, if you're looking at this is the silent this is truth and reconciliation, the level truth and reconciliation.
Okay.
Right. Do you have, what is your affinity with Halo by chance? When I give you the name of a stage, does that rekindle anything for you? Does that remind? Okay,
yes,
so where's that from?
That's from, I'm assuming that you're playing Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Halo 1, correct? Okay, Combat Evolved?
Yes.
Okay, so you're playing Combat Evolved. So right off the bat, from memory and from nostalgia, I'll say that obviously it looks like somebody just shut off the lights. Okay, because we're missing.
True, it is dark. Yeah.
I mean, the Covenant landing now look like shadows. The lights are turned off. I'm pretty sure that there's some color to the stage.
I will tell you that this is the reason it's dark is not because of the game's fault, but because another topic that we'll get into later. But let me tell you what this is. Right? And what you'll notice, and actually maybe I'll scrub through the footage and see if we can show better of it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now we're starting.
Now you see it, right?
Yeah, somebody turned on the lights now. Good. Yeah, the Covenant.
Yeah, now you see it.
They didn't pay their
I'll
lights.
tell you that there's a reason why it's dark, but we'll talk about that later. Does this seem a little different to you in any way?
Look, I want to be honest with you. It looks horrible. The gameplay, obviously, I recognize it, but I can't tell what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
So let me do this for you instead. Let me switch to the other footage. Now, what you were looking at, right? And you won't notice it until I play it this way.
Now we're talking. Yes.
This is the original, like the anniversary edition version of it.
Okay.
But what you were looking at, which, and I'll bury the lead here, that was recorded by Steam Recording, which is not great right now.
Yeah,
that's why it's so dark. When you were watching the footage, when I was playing the footage, it was so much brighter. But when you record it and you play it back, it's so much darker. Even this is too dark, right?
Yeah.
But what you're looking at here is the anniversary edition, where you switch between the OG footage and the updated footage.
Gotcha.
I will tell you, the dark footage that was too dark was actually effing amazing. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because they took Halo 3's engine, including ODST, and they rebuilt Combat Evolve in it.
Okay. You mean when they did the re-release, you mean that's what they did?
No. This is one human being who has taken it upon himself to rebuild, because a lot of people don't like the anniversary edition version, right? They don't like the way, so this is the anniversary edition. I think it looks great. I personally think I love the anniversary. I think it looks great.
I played it and I loved it. Right.
Yeah, me too. I loved it. But a lot of people don't like the anniversary edition. They don't like the aesthetic choices that were made by Bungie when they by 343 when they made this, right? They don't like it. They don't like the way that the guys look. They look different or whatever. People don't like it. So the idea was, why didn't you guys build the Combat Evolve in the Halo 3 engine? Because by then Halo had gotten beautiful and it looked so much better, but instead they went for a completely different look. Someone has taken it upon themselves. Now all they have is the Truth and Reconciliation level, and I think one more level, but they literally rebuilt Halo Combat Evolve a few levels in the Halo 3 engine. And when you see it, it is got, bro. Yep. What's doing it a disservice is the recording method. I should have recorded it with Shadow Play. That would have shown it off better. Like, honestly, it is wow.
And like, that just goes to show you, like, this is the second time that I see something being worked on like this. I don't know if you've seen Maximilian, the project that he's working on with Marvel versus Capcom Infinite. He's working. When you get a chance, I'll send you the video and I'll go sending it to you while you're doing the show, so that we can link it below and the fans can tune in. But he's basically working with like a team of about 30, he said, and they're literally the knock that game got was that the gameplay was good. Capcom did good with it, but the art style just killed that game. And they focus so heavily on trying to be MCU like that they kind of killed that realistic look that nobody likes, for Dante, for example. And they've gone in, right, Kay, and they've redone a bunch of characters, how they look, and it looks like a brand new game. So I'll send you the link while we're talking, so that you can link it.
I love it when single developers, not even developers, people who don't have official credit to their name, just be like, you know what, screw this, I'm doing this myself. And they built the whole damn game inside the new engine using the tools that are available. It is pretty freaking awesome. I saw this online. I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And it will relate to our stories of today. Today, it's all about Valve, Steam, and otherwise. And one thing that most people that we have not talked about on this show is Valve's or Steam's Workshop.
Oh yeah,
which is a super interesting little mod tool they have there. Yes, and I fall to my doom. Watch this. I switch between good, bad, old, new, old, new, old, new. Yeah, that's right. Fell to my doom. But my point is, like, I was just kind of scrolling around the store and I was like, hey, somebody rebuilt this thing. That's pretty cool. And it is gobsmackingly cool. I mean, I still think the new school rendition is good, but then again, I always liked the new school one. But I get those who are like, you know what, the artistry, the language is different from all the other Halos, right? Mm-hmm. So because of that, they wanted it to really fall more in line with the standard Halo that you know. So it would have been interesting to basically redo it in the Halo 3 engine, and somebody has actually taken it upon themselves to do that.
That's pretty cool. Amazing. That's pretty cool. I put that link, by the way, in our chat. Okay, so if you can, because for some reason it's not letting me put it on YouTube right now.
Yeah, no worries. I'll do that.
But yeah, like you're saying, it's amazing. I always find it amazing when these modders come in and they're so passionate about the game.
Yeah. And they don't get paid for it, and they do better work than most developers do.
It's a labor of love, really. It is for a lot of these things. Like, for example, we know as gamers that we know how we are. We make our list and we stay up, working and curating our list and making sure that our controllers are up to par and adding accessories to controllers, et cetera. And we do it because we love our games and the way we play them. But these dudes, like, for example, stop right there. You see Dante's face right there? Like, look at Ryu. Look at the new artwork that they put there in the middle. They are completely, and you're not going to see it here. You're going to see it more when it's in the gameplay. But when you guys have a chance to go in here, they've redone, like, Venom. They gave him you see how he has that new color palette to him, how it looks like the animated serious
almost comic books like. Yeah.
Right. And they've only been working on this for a month from what he says, but their goal is to make to create a mod that is the game that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite deserved
should
to
have
be.
Been. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So
it should have been. Yeah.
And if you
that's pretty cool, bro.
And if you guys don't know who Maximilian is,
Maximilian Dood, if I recall.
Yeah, he
Maximilian Dood is his name.
Prominent fighting game community member, has over close to 2 million subscribers. He is literally one of the OGs when it comes to YouTube that I found, and I started watching, and I started, wow, people are making gaming content. He was one of the OGs for me. So
yeah.
They're passionate.
Like we can talk about this all day. Like I'll be honest with you. Like, I spend a lot of time digging deep on YouTube trying to find those games that will never actually hit the mainstream, the games that probably will never be released because it's just a passion project,
Yeah.
It's super amazing that people spend their time doing all this stuff. It's great. It is great, So great. Yeah. So one thing I think I'll tell you, I'm thinking that the next time I'll talk about this a bit more. I'm probably gonna show you the what do you call it? There's a mod out there to put ray tracing in all of Mario, in all of Halo games. Like,
you've told me that for a while. Yeah,
I've been playing with it for a little bit, and I think I'm going to do it. So maybe the next time we get on the show, I'll show you some of that footage as well.
You know what I could show you?
Tinkering around with it.
How about this? You bring that, and I'll bring my Transformers War for Cybertron reshade mod that I have that it makes the game look like a completely brand new game.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of what we like to call the Gamers Playground, the show where we talk all things PC gaming, handhelds, and whatnot. I'm your host, Mr. K. Asante, TK Asante, and all those places we communicate. Today, we're having a leisurely day, so I'm having a good drink.
That's right. That's the way it should be always.
And I'm joined, of course, by my brother in arms, Mr. John Wolf. How are you doing this evening, sir? How's things with you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm very excited about just where we are, just as not only a group, with us and our chat and stuff like that, because we have a great time every day, but just where we are, where we have just a plethora of games, handheld PCs coming out. We have rumored consoles that are going to be announced. It's a good time to be gamers, man. It really is.
Absolutely.
And as you know, I've been working on my Vita project this whole weekend. It's almost there. It's almost complete. So I'm in heaven right now, man. Cool. Me. I jump from device to device, and then I'll throw my slander in those DMs.
So before we get started, actually, I wanted to ask you. I know you said you've been on your Vita project. What games have you been playing? And I'll tell you some games I've been playing. Go ahead.
Sure, yeah. So I've been Vita heavy today, to be honest with you. And I see Doc Dark there. I see you, Doc. Okay, I see you there. Yes, we will be talking PC gaming and Valve today and stuff like that. But right now we're working on a little Vita project, me and MJ Dark, right? And so far this week, I've been playing Call of Duty, Black Ops Declassified. I never played that on the Vita.
The Vita version. Yeah. Okay, absolutely.
Yep. And how about this little gem? I know you'll appreciate this one. I've been playing Fez on the Vita.
Oh, so let me tell you this. Those who don't know, let me tell you clearly. Okay, for me, if you ask me objectively, not subjectively, objectively, the greatest game ever made, I will say Tetris, because that game. It can be rekindled every time. Like, it was made in the 70s, made in the mid 80s, and they keep rekindling it, and every time it hits big, and it's amazing as if it was first released. I think Fez is on that level. Like, that game is like unadulterated amazeballs. Like, it is just so good. I mean, Fez to me,
it's good, man.
Is magical. It's magical. It has its own language. Fez does. Right? Like, beyond just, and I don't know how far you've gone into Fez, beyond just the traversal and the playing and the this and that, Fez has an actual language. It's one of the first games I ever played where I'd sit down and I'd put a pen to pad and I would write down all this stuff and translate it, because it has a language it's talking. It's wild.
It's brilliant. It really is a brilliant game that it's one of those games that, like, once you start playing it, it's very hard to put down. Because you just want to continue it. I played about 45 minutes of it. I was playing it last night, right? So, and then I started watching a wrestling event that started. But it's like going back to the Vita and working on this project that we've been working on. Let me tell you something that I wish, not that I wish, because we are gonna make it happen. One day when our channel and Gamers Playground and Gaming and the GCP, when this thing expands to where we envision it to expand, we can have special shows that revolve around, classic consoles and stuff. Can I just tell you real fast, Kate, that I find it comical how the PlayStation literally handed over the mobile market to Nintendo when they bent the knee on the Vita, because there are over 150 games that were exclusive to the Japanese market. They were dominating over there. And they just overnight said, we're out of the mobile space, no more. And they just handed it over to Nintendo. My Vita.
It's literally standing right. I love my Vita. Like the day the day PlayStation says they're getting back into that mobile handheld gaming market, I will be there day one. I love my handheld device.
And you ain't talking about
they did a great job.
Yes, they did.
No. I'm talking about a native device, just like the Vita was. I love my PSP. I love my Vita. I really enjoyed that.
Yes,
stuff. Yes,
and Doc, I am not a secret pony. I think anybody knows that, but I do have a PS Portal, so make that, and a PSVR too. So make that as you will.
Doc, what you have to understand is on this show we are gamers, man.
Non-missionary.
We play wherever the games live, baby. We gamers, baby. You know. Yes, it's true. You'll find me playing more often than not on something like this. But that doesn't mean that if the Vita is banging, that I'm not gonna get my hands on one. Absolutely, you know, we play wherever the games are. So okay, let's get into this thing proper. So you've been playing a lot of Vita games.
Yeah,
I will tell you. Here's a funny thing. I have been playing a lot of Elden Ring.
Oh, okay. I mean, we had a discussion earlier in the day, but go ahead. Go ahead.
So okay, I'm not a masochist. I just never have been. I'm just not, you know, I'm not. So I put like 40 hours. Oh no, actually 80. I put 80 hours into
when it
Elden
came
Ring
out.
when it first came out.
Oh, okay,
yes.
When it first came
80
out.
hours I put in, right? And when I did, I still realized that it wasn't really for me, right? So I put it down. And shout out to the great Ainsley Bowden, Ains from Season Gaming. They had me on the Bitcast last Sunday. Had a great time hanging out with them, talking games. And if you know Ains, he is one of the biggest fans of Elden Ring possible. When we were in LA, he actually saw Miyazaki in the hotel. And this man, if you've ever met Ains, he's a stoic individual.
Really?
He is nonplussed, the guy. He's fun, he's enjoyable. You hang out with him, you talk stuff, but that man doesn't get riled by much.
Oh,
but
wow.
He came to us. I met Miyazaki. Oh my God, I met Miyazaki.
Oh wow.
Like,
so he was fanboying out. I got you.
You're damn right. You know, the man is genius, and he met one of his heroes, and he is a huge fan of EldenRing. And
that's cool.
You know, people have heard me talk about Fading Afternoon, and they've bought the game just off of my excitement. Literally after listening to Ains talk about it, and we were talking about it, I just downloaded that thing again. I'm gonna put some more time into it because I need to. People are throwing around hyperbole like genius and masterpiece. I need to feel that. I need to see it.
So I had
to do it again.
Okay, so like we talked this afternoon, and I'll go over and I'll summarize it briefly. I've only been in one Souls game in my entire gaming career, because that's what we're calling it nowadays, our gaming career, because you have to show cred out there, you know, gamer cred. And even though, you know, I've been gaming on Nintendo since I was like, you know, 6 years old, but whatever. So in beating that game, I learned something. I learned that that thing that people talk about when they beat these Souls games, to me, it's that you get pounded so much in that game by
I'm
these
about to
bosses.
Say, calm down there, sir.
Because you kind of do, okay? You get tortured throughout this game, all right? And when you finally level up or learn how the boss moves, and you finally beat the boss, there is this thing that comes, this euphoria that comes over you, that you accomplished something great. And yes, I will tell you, in beating Demon Souls, I did feel some of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was cool. I remember getting super excited and telling my wife, babe, I finally beat this thing after like 100 tries. That was awesome. But this is the reality, okay? And this is why I'll never beat another Souls game again. I ain't gonna put myself through that torture again. The reason why I would never be excited for one of those games again is because I think they're so cheap the way that these games are designed. Okay, and this is what I mean. The game is designed for you to get your ass kicked, okay, over and over. Oh,
so I'm sorry. So we moved from no Diddy to no disrespect.
Well, Dr. Disrespect.
How quickly the memes move, bro. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Listen, those two are probably going to be jail cell members, but mates.
Stop
okay,
it.
But whatever. So
stop it. Keep it moving.
so the game is designed to kick your butt so that you level up and you learn these patterns and you do what you got to do in order to come back and say, I'm going to beat you up now. It's not fun, and that's the thing for me right now. Kudos to those that like it and all that. I'm not trying to take away the enjoyment for you guys or whatever, but this is the last thing I'll say. The reason why I'm a little salty about Souls-like games is because all of a sudden, action games like Ninja Gaiden and Koei Tecmo all of a sudden started getting away from what they do, and now we want to copy the Souls-like formula. So now, so throughout the years, you've seen that the action games have gone down little by little by little because everybody's trying to be like Elden Ring, and it's like, come on, like a Souls-like.
Sir, I will tip my cap to you because you are so right. I have loved Ninja Gaiden like for a long time, right? And Ninja Gaiden has been doing it right for a long time. But the moment that Elden Ring took the Soulsborne really like solidified itself, now every time anybody tries to do anything similar, oh, they're being Souls-like. And now even the ones that were the OGs of that kind of a genre have to pivot towards more Souls-like fare in order to get attention. And I think that's sad. It's the reason why no matter how great Apex Legends plays, every time I see it, I'm like, it's because of you that I'm not getting Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And I get a little side eye.
No, I understand where you're coming from. And again, look, I agree with is it DICE? I don't know how to read that. Something Pro. So Souls games get the atmosphere and enemy design so good. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. That inspiration for those worlds came from Berserk. It's basically Berserk, the game. It's just it's a take on what, From Software on their interpretation of it. But all that is not original. It came from Berserk. Again, I know I sound like I'm hating on Souls-like and From Soft. I'm not trying to do that. It's just kind of like when I see these games, I'm like, oh, here we go again.
No, I don't disagree. And with Team Ninja coming out and almost doing a Souls-like themselves, I felt kind of salty because they were the OG action game, right? And now they're also doing Soulsborne style, and I'm just like, no, your style was good. There was no need for you to change it. I agree with you.
I do. And anyone that played Ninja Gaiden Black on the OG Xbox knows how hard that game is. Okay, they didn't need to all of a sudden.
They didn't need to. No, they didn't need to do that. They needed to stay with what they were doing. Yes. They needed to enjoy it, continue doing what they were doing. Have confident in what they were doing instead of now, I get that. I get you.
They're coming after us, by the way. They're coming after us.
Of course they are, because they're come after us. Because they are from the new school who love the Soulsborne. So everything is Soulsborne, you know what I mean? Although gray beards, baby, we used to play this thing when the beards weren't gray. And it wasn't Soulsborne at the time.
I already see this going on Twitter. Look at these two. Put some respect on the Souls-like genre. Get good. Get good. You guys suck.
See, the reason why, like, tell me you are not a gray beard without telling me you're not a gray beard there, Dorian Gray. This tells me you're in your early 30s, sir. This tells me I'm being ageist. No, let's keep it moving. Yeah. So today we are talking all about Valve, both the good and the bad. You know what? Which one do you prefer, sir? First, sir, do you want to talk the bad or the good? What do you think?
Let's get the bad out of the way.
Okay. So we'll talk the bad first. And this is not really bad, but I guess this is more. Oh, he says I'm 41. Well, all right, sir. Excuse me, my good sir. Listen, I'm still older than you, but still.
Listen. Come back to me, Dorian. If just sometimes we need to remember our history. Remember that you had to leave your NES on the whole night because you were on level 7.
And then your mom turned it off when you were at school, and you come home and you're just like, no.
Come at me. Get good, and get to level 7 again in Mario. Okay, we're just messing with you.
Of course, he knows we're messing with him. Great member of the community, Dorian Gray. So let's get this thing started. Well, and this is the not so good, and what I mean by not so good, let's be real. This is because they are in a dominant position, right?
Of course.
And the minute you're in a dominant position, then the wolves start coming for you. Then the crows start nipping at you, right? We've seen it happen with Xbox and Microsoft and all of that, and now we're seeing it. Stop it! Just stop it! And now we're seeing it because Asus is nowhere near that part of it, man. Oh wow, Dorian is pulling some cards. He said he had a ColecoVision, sir.
Oh he beat me.
Well, I didn't.
I
actually played a Coleco. I had a Coleco.
Oh wow, I didn't have that. Nintendo Entertainment System was actually my first ever video game.
So his pinky's in the air right now. Calm down.
He got me there.
So it looks like the UK has gotten their eyes on Valve because of certain practices that they're doing in order to keep their market right. In order, they are the big elephant in the room. They're the big dogs in the room. So sometimes when you are that big dog, you have to solidify your position. You know, you pull certain moves here and there to keep people coming to you because you are the market leader, right? And we always known that. And by the way, we may very well be part of that problem, because whenever we talk about them, we're like, oh, they're just so consumer friendly, and that's the reason why everybody uses them. Yes, they're consumer friendly, but they also do some things just to make sure they stay on top, right? And it looks like, as it stands, the UK is now looking to take $843 million from them, because they are acting a little bit shady in the UK market, trying to keep people from being in Valve, in Steam, right? Moves like making sure that if you release your game on Steam, you can't release your game anywhere else for a cheaper price. You have to release it at the same level. Things like that. Stuff that, let's be honest, console markets do also, right? The parity clauses and all of this. They're doing that similarly, and of course, the CMA and the UK board is now looking at them and potentially coming for them. Now, let's be absolutely clear on this one. This right here is nothing for them. That's nothing for them.
No, that's peanuts. That's peanuts for them. So the thing right off the bat, when I saw this and I sent you this because we wanted to talk about it. Again, look, this is smoke. This is smoke for the company responsible for this. PlayStation. Valve should send the bill to PlayStation for this. And the reason I say that, even though it's a good move for consumers, for Valve, Sony opened up a can of worms when it comes to regulation on video games. They opened up a can of worms where now everything is going to be scrutinized and looked under the microscope like never before.
Sure. So, now I will though say, while I agree with you wholeheartedly that Sony put all of everybody's business on Front Street, bad moves is still bad moves, whether anybody sees them or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So again, with that out of the way, because that's my PlayStation slander. I gave them a little bit of love. Now I gotta slander them a little bit. The thing is that, look, anytime, it's no secret, and me and Kay talk about this almost on a daily basis. When we have these conversations on these shows and as gamers, there's several hats that we need to wear at certain times during the conversation. For when you say businesses are going to business, you're wearing your business hat because you're trying to put logical meaning behind the decisions that they make or whatever the case may be. At no time, and I wish that more times than not, we thought with our consumer hat first, but we kind of try to justify and think of why they do things, right? This right here, from what I read, right, from the article that I read, is nothing but Steam manipulating their position to keep power, which is what businesses do, right? And again, it's not justifying them. I'm glad they're being called out. And hey, pay the fees and pay back everyone that you owe any money to, right? But it is their way of manipulating the market to where they are so dominant. This is how they secure their dominance in that space. And the problem is that most people here's a messed up part, and we need to take a little bit of responsibility as gamers. When something is really good, you kind of put up with more than you should. And the thing is
how long have PlayStation people been going greatness, even though a lot of stuff they're dealing with is kind of crappy, right? But the games are great, so greatness, it happens all the time.
Yes, and then you'll have your pay pig John Wolf come on a podcast that they're listening to, and then you'll hear him say, "Oh, even if the game is free on Epic Games Launcher, I'd rather buy it on Steam." They hear all these things, and yes, we're all.
This is what that's what I call grabbing the pom pom moves. You ain't got to grab them pom poms, bro. They don't need you to pom pom.
I mean, but we're all guilty of it, right? We're all guilty of it, but to a certain extent, right? But the thing is that when we embolden these companies to keep on doing stuff like this, we only hurt ourselves, to be honest with you. And that's, and look, I'm no one to be preaching about this because Come on. Okay, I'm the
Put
first
the pom-poms down for ASUS, sir. Put him down.
Listen, I got them, and July 22nd, here we come. Okay, but the reality is that I'm glad this got called out. I'm glad Valve has to pay, and you know what? In a way, Xbox maybe making the move that they did, and Sony getting aggressive. In the long term of things, is going to benefit us as gamers, because maybe more of these markets need to open up that will, at the end of the day, give us more choice.
Well, I will say, this is just them getting called out. No one says they're going to have to pay. We don't know that yet.
Oh, I misread.
There's still a lot of movement. They want them to pay, but it's not like solidified in stone. There is a lot of back and forth that still has to happen first, right? Valve has to, either they'll decide, rounding error, we don't care, and then they'll just literally pay it and they'll be done. Or Valve will go, no, sir, I'm not paying these fines, and then they'll start moving and shaking and moving in the direction to try and fight it. Gotcha. We don't know where this will sit yet, but this is what this is what the regulatory bodies are asking for. This is where they're saying, hey, we this is what we need from you.
You know what's funny? Like, man, this is so messed up that I have to say this. Out of those 14 million PC gamers, probably 13.8 don't even care that they got abused. because it's too good. They're like, I don't mind buying the game from Steam. That's so messed up, man.
Man, oh man. Let's stop for a moment and give the flowers to Mash.
Oh, wow.
What's going on, Mash? Thank you for being here. He just donated 5 memberships to members of the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing that. That is awesome. If you are one of those who received the membership, salute to Mash. Let him know you appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here and for your gratitude for such great members we have here in this community. Thank you so much, man. We are infinitely appreciative. Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's amazing, Mash. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I chalk this up as part of being the market leader, right? And I don't disagree with you that people kept giving like PlayStation, they kept giving gaming as a whole short shrift, like these gamers, they're gonna game. And then all of a sudden, Microsoft decided to buy, huge amounts of money. They decided to pay for all of this. Oh, and by the way, I see Mash, you in Canada. Happy Canada Day, sir. I know today's Canada Day.
Happy Canada
Salute
Day.
to you. I appreciate you for being here. Right? Microsoft decided to go ahead and drop the huge bag, and in doing so, put it on Front Street that, hey man, there's money to be made here. Right? There's money to be made here. So now everybody wants a piece. Right? And let's be clear here. When I say that, I know I'm being a little bit facetious in my response and cynical in my response, but hopefully this works out in the benefit of the consumer, because these moves that sometimes tend to be bad, these artificial walls that are put up and all of this, they're not good for us, but nobody ever says anything because it's just, water under the bridge. It's part of the industry. Maybe
it's what we've been accustomed. It's what we've been accustomed to. That's the problem.
Exactly.
And this is kind of like the conversation that we have. And Mash, before I forget, sorry, brother, the Florida Panthers took that Stanley Cup from Canada away this year, man. I'm sorry.
Stop being a hater, bro.
30 plus years, baby. It's still counting.
The man just became a member of the chat, and you choose to slander him. Stop your ridiculousness, sir. That is not called for. Continue.
Hey, that was a great series. So what's this called? But we're like, we've been accustomed to so much just malpractices from all of these companies throughout the years.
Yes.
And it's like I was telling you earlier today, the days that we used to get a complete package as a game are done. Now, before you're done, before all is said and done, for you to have the complete game with all the characters unlocked, with all the skins, it's like $150 or more. So it's
hundreds of dollars. Yes,
hundreds of dollars. Right. And it's like they have slowly manipulated their way into getting what they want and getting more and more from us. And again, I mean, I understand there's really little to nothing we can do about it, but hopefully these governing.
This is the point, right?
Yeah.
These governing bodies are now paying attention to gaming.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So do you know what I hope this equals, right? And we'll move on to the next story, but what I honestly, and this has been my pet project for a long time. What I honestly hope for is this means that at the end of the day, one day soon, maybe there's a regulation that says once a console cycle is done, Stop it.
Oh, look at that. You got it getting called the Einstein of gaming. Look at this. Hey, man, that's high praise.
Once the console generation is done, maybe there's a regulation that says you now have to untie it from servers. So that means if you have a 360, you have an OG Xbox One, you have a PS2 or PS3, you won't wake up one morning and that thing is dead. Why? Because the servers are no longer active.
That would be great.
And they have no business, they have no reason to do it unless they're called out.
Yeah.
And till this day, no one calls them out, right? Yeah. And I know not everybody cares. People move on to their next console, they move on. I still love my old school consoles. Absolutely. Here's my 3DS, right? Yep. I still love these. And the only reason why I'm still able to use these is because I am capable enough to make it do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And now all my games are back on this thing. But I should not have to do that. Right?
At the very least,
I am bought into this platform, I should be able to continue using this platform. Like right now, you could whip out your VCR from 1980, whatever. Pop in the.
Hey, you said whip out, man. I'm just saying.
Calm down, man, babies. You should be able to use all of those dumb devices, and they call them dumb because they're not smart, right? And still use them as if they were new to this very day. Yeah. And that's how gaming should continue to be. This world where you only own it for as long as they want you to needs to stop. So I'm really hoping that these eyeballs in regulatory bodies that are now paying attention start speaking to those as well. Right.
I agree. And there's 3 points I want to make, and then we can move on. The 3 points are: number one, KC, okay, if he's the Einstein, the modern Einstein, I want to know what I am. That's number one. Well, and don't be coming to no weird answers here, okay? I want some good stuff here, okay? And number two, what I hope that they do, at least the governing parties that are overseeing this stuff, I hope that they at least put a statutes of limitations on, like, hey, you have to guarantee the consumer access to their games for at least X amount of years or something like that. Like, make it a standard, okay?
Well, then, what I mean, it's not even for X amount of years. I'm looking at it backwards. You can do whatever you want to do. You want to be like, hey, the game is like this. Oh, it makes business sense for not to be able to market them a certain way, maybe not give access or something of that nature. But right now, if you go to PlayStation and you ask them what kind of PS2 support they have, they'll say 0 PS2 support.
Oh,
if you go to Xbox and you say what 360 is hanging on by a thread. They've already announced they've already announced that they just did their last round of deals, right? To the point where they're going to cut off the store. You're not going to have access to it anymore. At some point, they move their hands off of the console. It's no longer like a thing anymore. Yeah. This 3DS is not something that Nintendo supports anymore.
It's a paperweight.
When that happens, the very last update that needs to happen is untying it from the ties that bind. Unlock it. Let it be usable by those who really who own the device, who've done everything they want to. It is now theirs. Let it be something they can continue to use. If something happens to your hard drive and you find a way of getting it back up and running, you still won't be able to use it because now it's asking to connect to servers that no longer exist. Make those server requirements null and void.
I got you.
And this is not just the console side. Lots and lots and lots of different parts of gaming do exactly this.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever they decide whatever online game is no longer viable, they cut the servers off and all your expenditures are gone. They could make it ad hoc. They could make it peer-to-peer. Yeah. Back in the day, that's how you played your games. You connect to somebody else's server independently, and y'all play your game. Has nothing to do with centralized servers.
Remember the X-Link Kai days? Remember those
exactly.
days? Yeah.
Exactly.
So okay, I've been called Houdini, John Cena, and Mr. Bean. So we're going through the gamut.
I would take John Cena, Mr. Bean. That's hilarious.
Oh man, I mean, hey, listen, I don't go away. I don't go around waving my middle fingers at people in the street. Okay, so
anyway, let's move on to the next topic.
I just want to put a rubber stamp on this last part.
Yes,
because I wanted to make the third point. The third point that I hope that they do is that at least I hope that they say, like, for example, Nintendo with the 3DS, as a business, you have the right to shut down your servers for your costs and all that. But you need to upload all this stuff to the Internet Archive. It needs to be accessed somehow. You can't just shut it down. No. You can't just take it away.
Well, there is some of that, right? Like right now, and I won't promote it too widely, because if it's known too widely, the ninjas will come out. We shall see. But right now, if you go to the Internet Archive, there are a lot of 90s and early 2000s games that are now not in print, not in use, that you can find there with full disc and everything. One example of such thing is Wolverine, the X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged edition. You can literally go there on the Internet Archive, look it up, and find the ISO and download the ISO and play. And it's the official Internet Archive. And there's a lot of games that let you do that. All I'm saying is, before you say, okay, we're done now, we're not doing it anymore, send the last update.
Yeah.
Let it live on its own. If it dies, it dies. If people can rebuild it, let them be able to rebuild it and not go, where's my connection to the home server? That's ridiculous.
I got
people like me get around it, sure, but we shouldn't have to. Anyone who owns this thing, who spent hundreds of dollars in this thing, should have every right to continue using it until it dies. You know, and that idea of this 50-page EULA that has all these hidden words that say you don't own it, that is crap, and we need to get away from that. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
All right. Yep. So let's move on to the next story, which I read this. I found this interesting, but I don't know if I agree. Is PC gaming mainstream? I don't know. Like the writer of this article seems to make a lot of interesting pointers on that, right? Showing you stuff like TV shows that have like the Steam Deck in it, stuff like that. But my argument to that would be, it's because the people who make these things themselves are geeks.
Yeah.
Right? They themselves are nerds. While they're in the writer's room, they got their Steam Deck out. So chances are, and I feel like saying pause, so that tells you that they're writing about what they know. But I don't know, man. So just so the audience who may not have read this article know, basically they're pointing at a lot of the social fabric, the social media of it all, social culture, and saying that because like we see Steam Decks and things, and South Park did a WoW episode, and there are all these touch points that speak to PC gaming, that it's now mainstream.
Hold the presses. Hold on. KC says John Wolf, the brain surgeon of gaming. Oh my God. It's over, sir. Okay. That's it. All right. Let me show this to my mom. I've made it.
You made it. You're done. You're good.
Hey, from Mr. Bean to the brain surgeon of gaming, that's pretty up there. Let me tell you. Thank you, Casey.
Hey, you know that Mr. Bean has played the brain surgeon in some of his movies, right? Anyway.
Oh man. So, go ahead.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, the only thing I will say about all this is, while I find it interesting, the argument they make, everyone that seems to be part of because like, look, when they say it's now mainstream because South Park has a WoW episode, the first thing I say is, the writers of South Park are also makers of video games, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, it's navel gazing. They themselves are the same people who are in that ecosystem. They're part of our community by and large. So you can't say that. If you saw like some schmuck, some generic HBO show or whatever, somebody that has no connection to gaming at all, and they're talking about PC gaming, then I hear you. But every example they give are of gamers who themselves have shows who are then putting gaming in their shows. And I'm just like,
I agree.
What are your thoughts?
Statistically, because we have those, we know that mainstream, BBL of gaming, wow. Or is that what, BBI or BBL? I don't know. I don't get it.
I think it's BBL, sir.
Oh, BBL. Oh, wow. Okay, I got you. So what's this called? Statistically, when you take a look at it, mobile gaming is number one worldwide.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
If you want to say that that's mainstream, I believe it, because Candy Crush is almost in everybody's hands. Angry Birds, when that released, remember what a craze that was. So these things to me Flappy Bird, which is the other one, the little doink one, the one that has to go up, that like he bounces on the little platforms and he keeps on going up and up and up. I forgot the name.
Oh
of
yeah, I know the name. I know which game you're talking about. The name escapes me right now, but I know exactly what
you know which one you're talking about. And also don't forget, okay, and this one's gonna need a pause right after. Let's not forget the greatest mobile game of all time, Snake on your Nokia. Okay, Snake. Pause. All right, you remember Snake? That it's a little snake going around. Okay, that's the greatest mobile game of all time. Okay, so when I say that,
I'll give you that. I'll allow it.
So when I say that, right, obviously this is coming kind of from a PC gaming perspective, publication. But I will tell you this, and this is kind of like where I was going to lead the conversation today. I do believe that this generation, more than anything, is there's a pivot going on right now. Okay, and what we're starting to see is that we're starting to see kind of like the renaissance of these PC handhelds that we love to cover here, and how they're slowly injecting themselves in the gaming space, where now I can only speak for myself, so this is very anecdotal. All of the kids that my daughter hangs around with, all like the teenagers in that I hear talking about gaming in my family, their friends that we've been around in parties and get-togethers, I keep on hearing the word PC gaming. There's the teenagers are gravitating towards PC. Okay. And what and I can tell you that coming from a fresh out of a trip to South Korea, where PC gaming is fully embraced, and they see consoles as children's toys because that's what they see them as. And everybody that I spoke to about Xbox and PlayStation, number one, they didn't know what an Xbox was, and number two, they laughed when I said PlayStation because they're like, that's what we give our little brother for Christmas. Okay.
So can I throw a theory at you, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because you have a daughter like I have a daughter.
Yep.
My daughter, my 7-year-old, has now started talking about PC gaming. Do you know why?
Because of you.
No, not because of me. It's because they watch, and she's a big Minecraft person, and she's been playing Minecraft on her tablet forever and a day. She's I obviously, as a gamer myself, I've always encouraged her to find what she loves, and she found love for Minecraft early, and she's been playing that for a long time. Like she'll go. They have this new game they play now called My Singing Monsters. If you haven't tried it yet, don't please. It's weird, but it's horrible. A music synthesizer. It's a music synthesizer, and I'm a musician, so I appreciate that they're doing that. It's a sequencer, but it's in a form of a kid's game, and it's all on their tablets. The reason why she's more focused on PC gaming now is because Minecraft, the non-Bedrock edition, you know, the ones that the Java version of Minecraft gives you mods. Right, and she's watching these Minecraft streamers, and she's watching these YouTube Kids streamers do weird things in Minecraft that she can't do on her tablet,
and it's catching her attention, her curiosity,
and she wants to be able to build that crazy thing that the people are building on that. And the only way to do that is the Java edition, and that's on PC. So now she has to have a PC to play Minecraft, because then she could do all the crazy mod things, add all those crazy interesting things that she sees her favorite streamers do.
Right.
And I have a feeling that a lot of those, because if you have little ones, you'll inevitably start following to those waters where you start watching what they're watching. I pay attention just to make sure they're not watching anything crazy. And more often than not, what they're watching on the YouTube Kids and all of that are streamers who are playing their favorite game and doing things with those favorite games that you would normally not be able to do. Like you're playing a Mario game, and now you're a different character that does not belong in Mario, and you're running around in that character. They're enjoying the fact that their favorite streamers are using weird mods in their favorite games, and they're scratching their heads going, how do you do that? PC. Right. And when that introduces them to it, it blows their world, and now they are full bore into PC. I have a feeling that children who are kids of Minecraft age move into PC in teenage years because they see all of their favorite streamers do those kind of things. I don't have a real solidified reason for it. I just think that's the case because that's what's happening in my house.
It could be that's a percentage out there that because these videos that you're talking about, They don't have 5,000 views. They have millions.
Millions, bro.
Millions.
I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Okay? I should be doing the goo goo gaga, the little goofy kid. Like, what the hell, man?
Listen, every time that my wife is watching one of those videos of those people eating fried chicken, I'm like, I could do that too. And why ain't I eating fried chicken out here? Okay.
You mean hot ones?
All hot, like that they're eating, and then you can hear them chewing on the microphone, and it's disgusting. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal, but I laugh because I have to bend the knee to my wife and tell her, listen, I am the minority because there are 8 million people that watch this.
They're watching it, yes.
And I'm the one dude saying it's weird. So the thing is that I
Gray
guess
beards, bro.
I'm the odd man out, right? But what I want to say is this. What I think is happening is a combination of things, okay? Kind of like what I talked about before. And here's another thing. And this is something that I was talking to one of my family members about recently, where now that I'm in my early 40s, and they are as well, when my parents migrated over to this country and I was little, my parents were struggling to just make ends meet because they were immigrants, right? So as time progressed, mom and dad got better paying jobs, mom primarily, and then because I lived in with my mom for most of my life, and then what happens is that the very little things that she was able to get me to game on, I appreciated it like none other, right? And that was my world. That's what existed for me. Now this second generation of our family, me growing up as a gamer, to me it's not weird to buy, like, if my daughter comes up to me when she's in her teens and asks me for a PC, it's not weird for me to want to get her that. And thankfully I'm in the position that I can. And it's not like my mom back in the day that if I would have asked for a PC, she would have looked at me and been like, are you crazy? Like, no, we don't have the funds for that. You're gonna have to settle for your $199 NES, okay, or your Super Nintendo. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. And I think
I will tell you. I'm sorry, please finish.
Yeah, just real fast. I think that as our generation has gone up and we see that gaming, we've embraced it. We don't think that it's a waste of money like maybe our parents did. We understand it. We support it in a way that they didn't. I think that's also why the PC gaming space is just getting bigger and bigger, because before, again, people would not be like, if I told my mom when I was 15 years old, Mom, I need a PC tomorrow because I want to play the games with all the frames, all the bells and whistles, she would have been like, yeah, no, we need to eat, so you're going to play on your Super Nintendo.
Yeah. So let me tell you this. So as I told you that my daughter is all about trying to get Minecraft on PC because of the streamers she's seen.
Yeah.
This ties into something I have advocated on this show, which is for those who may not be well versed in the PC waters, maybe you dip your toe in with something small. How I've justified it is in school, she has classes that she takes that are online, right? And they give her a username and a password and they tell her go home and practice. So she needs a PC at home, not a full PC, but she needs a browser at home to be able to access those online classes, whether it be math or science or reading or something like that. So what I have done is we have 2 TVs we have a family room and we have a playroom in the back where I've put an older TV, and I have put one of these in the playroom TV, and basically 2 HDMI ports behind it. It's a mini PC. It's a small machine. It's not too performant, but it runs Minecraft like a dream, and it's this small, right? And it's a full-fledged Windows 11 PC, keyboard and mouse attached, or Xbox controller via Bluetooth, right? Or you can plug it in, the USB ports and everything else. And literally this little thing right here gives her everything she needs, right? Plug it into the front. That's all it is. And she runs her Minecraft games, has a great time of it, no issues. This is not a honking beast that I built for her and RGBs everywhere.
No.
You can get into those waters very lightly, and this has served her purpose.
Yeah, it fits her need. Like this past holiday, my mom was asking for us to kind of get a gift for my stepdad, and we didn't know what to get him. And I knew that he was very heavily into gaming on his phone. like this chess game that you can play. I don't know. It's like some chess online thing, and he likes going up against other players and stuff like that. So he's a gamer. Like he's gaming that. He's gaming on that. So then I told her, look, Mom, I have an extra monitor, an extra widescreen 1440p monitor. I'll set everything up for you. Let's get him this mini PC through Amazon. We can get him one.
Yeah.
I got it for him. I set up everything. In fact, I put extra like games on there for him, which he's not going to play because he's not into it, but he has them there. And again, and now, and my mom said since December, he has not touched his phone anymore. He's been primarily goes into the room, he gets on the PC and he's, browsing and he's playing on the thing. And
the older men, so the bigger the screen, the better. We ain't trying to look on the tiny, what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean? So good stepson, sir.
Yeah.
Good stepson.
Yeah, for sure.
Real quick.
Sure.
Quick super chat from MJ Dark. $2 super chat. What's going on, MJ? He says, no teenagers are saying CEG. Don't tell them about it.
but hold on, okay, because I know that we're not there in this part of the conversation, but I do want to say this though, because I heard you and Everborn this past weekend, which by the way, cheap plug. Anyone that hasn't listened to the show, go back and listen to it. It was a good conversation. You guys had you guys had some good guests as well. This is what I'll say. I do think that as PC matures in a way that more people are coming to it and they become kind of like the go-to, even though they are already, in statistically, I can tell that as more console migrants come on over, because that's basically what we are, and we're finding better land somewhere. I will tell you.
Speak for yourself, bruh. What was it said? You just tapped into the darkness. I was born of this stuff, baby.
Hey,
what you talking about?
It is what it is, but I will say, and this is a conversation we've been kind of having in the DMs, but I will let a little bit of it spill out, where I do agree with Everborn, where the console experience gamer, what I think that, he was trying to kind of explain, and I want to speak for him, but notice how with the Steam Deck, yes, big picture mode has been around for a very long time. But I do notice that the Asus of the world, the Valves of the world, and everybody else that's kind of following in these footsteps, they are trying to make it as console friendly as possible, because I think that for PC gamers, and again, I don't mean this in a bad way to you guys, hey, that's your opinion, sir. I think that you guys have, but I think that you guys have put up with stuff that you haven't had to for so long. Like, the console experience gives you easy access to things that you guys have to jump through hoops to get to.
Listen. See, the difference between what you guys seem to fail to understand, and we'll move on. What you fail to understand, what you fail to understand is we work through the hard stuff so that it can be easy today. There was a world where installing NIC network drivers was difficult. Now it is easy and really easy to get things done. But what that does is it brings, and I hate to say this, I'm being slanderous.
Here we go.
It brings those who don't have the mental fortitude to do it. Oh, I just want to hit the button. Well, then go get a console.
That's me. But
you want to hit the button? Go get a console. Because guess what? While these waters are deep, you need to learn how to swim. They can't all just have dune buggies everywhere where you can just jump on it because it's available. These waters are deep. You need to learn to swim.
Listen, I have fully embraced the swim, and I've gone. Yes. Okay, but Valve is moving in a way that's saying we want to give you the floaties as much as possible.
No, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the UI simplification is a bad thing. Right? There's been UI simplification apps out there forever. Like, I can mention some to you that you probably have never used before. There are many out there, and they're all trying to unify your experience, right? Launchbox, Big Box, there's so many of them, right? And they're not excuse me, they're not meant to consoleize your PC. Because even back in the day, when PCs were here and consoles were there, those existed, and it wasn't for the purposes of making your console better or your PC like a console, because you still had to use a mouse to move them. They could have used a controller, but they didn't do that because they knew that they wanted to give you a one interface where all your games would live, more seamless experience.
Right.
Doesn't automatically mean that because you guys have joined it now, they're trying to make it good for you. It's existed forever. It has existed forever. So that's why we call y'all. That's why we call y'all Christopher Columbus, because y'all walked into the land. People are doing their thing, and you went America, and we were like, "What are you talking about?"
Damn homie? Right, you're damn right. So the last thing I'll tell you about it is that when you see like the Steam Deck, right, and how like those that have invested into a Steam Deck and really learned and appreciated what Valve did, because man, more than anyone else, we got to commend them for making that thing as seamless as possible.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the reality is that there's still a lot of work to be done for this for this world.
Absolutely.
Like
but you know what though? I will say one thing to you. Valve has done great work, but in order for this to become as ubiquitous as we all need it to be, Valve is not the one to take the promised land. It has to be Microsoft.
I agree. Yeah,
it has to be, because what Valve is doing is they're basically co-opting the PC gaming environment through Proton, which works great 99% of the time. But there's always that 1% of that game that you love that you can't play because Proton just doesn't know what to do with it, right? When Microsoft finally like incorporates that idea that Valve has built into their operating system, it will change everything, because then anyone can literally be more turnkey with it without the idea of, oh, now I got to deal with Linux or whatever, right?
With that said, this is where I'll give pushback to those. First of all, you're gaming on PC and keyboard, come on, but whatever. Listen, this is what I'll say. For those that have jumped into the PC space, right? And I know that I've tinkered a lot, and you know that I love to throw myself in the deep water even if I drown, okay? Because that's just the way I am. And there's people that don't like that. Okay, I mean, where we're at today, I'm not trying to knock anybody's knowledge of stuff. It's pretty easy to figure out. Like, well, if I can do it,
I would push back on your pushback and say, look, just because, and I've had to learn that. I've had to learn that over years. I don't think I'm the smartest man in any room. The man that knows something knows he knows nothing at all.
Well, I'm a brain surgeon. I'm a brain surgeon.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay.
I'm always learning. And what I've learned, what I've had to learn is the fact that, oh, no worries. What I've had to learn is the fact that just because I think it's easy, just because I think it's turnkey, does not mean that everyone else has that same experience. Some people just don't have the, like, it's like playing a game, right, with a person who's not usually a gamer. And you walk around, right? And what happens when you walk around? You see that red barrel, you know that's an explosive barrel, because that's the gaming language you've learned all your life. And somebody who doesn't game normally, somebody who does not do those games, will walk around and not know a damn thing what that means, right? And then you'll go, come on now, that's an explosive barrel. It is something that innately is in you because you are a gamer, right? We need to understand that not everyone has those common traits because they've been playing in these waters for so long, right? And because of that, that's why you'll hear me calibrate my thinking and my talking points to say, hey, jump in with something like this. You don't have to go full bore into building a monster rig, because at the end of the day, not everyone has the capabilities or even wants to investigate in those waters, right? And everyone should be allowed to be able to partake.
I get it. And again, I'm not trying to be slanderous when I say this, honestly. It's just that, like, I guess that the frustrating part a little bit when I hear kind of these dialogues sometimes, it's like, it's the whole driver's talk, right? And then now that I'm in this world, it's like, is it really that hard to click on Steam and to click on the game you want to start playing and it starts playing?
Bro,
come on.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I will tell you, like, I use my Series S maybe once every 2 weeks. Every time I turn on my Series S, I have to wait 20 minutes for drivers.
No, don't let Doc hear that. Don't let Doc hear that. He said like, there's no updates on consoles.
Bro, every time. Now the difference is,
I love you, man.
The difference though is, you can't even use the console until it's done. Whereas on PC, I'm doing something's installing in the background. I'm doing, like, every time I turn on my console, because I don't use it every single day.
Yeah.
Every time I turn it on, there's some updates to be done. But that doesn't like offend me or anything like that.
No, it's just the way
like,
it is. Yeah.
Any smart device gets updates. I would be upset if there are no updates being done, because that means they left that thing behind, right? Yeah. I want them to continue to move it forward. So we'll move on from there. But I will say this is a conversation that we frequently have on this show. Folks in the chat, salute to y'all. I see 105 folks between YouTube and Twitter watching this thing. If you have any thoughts on it, let us know, right? Because I always feel like we're being a little navel gazing in talking to PC gamers about PC game stuff. Maybe you're one who's not necessarily the biggest PC gamer, but you want to dip your toes in and you have issues, or you don't understand certain things, or some of the concepts don't make sense to you, or something like that. We are here for you. We want to talk with you. We want to, maybe we'll learn something and we'll teach, right? I want to be able to reach and talk to those people at the level that they can understand without feeling like I'm talking down to people, because that's definitely not what we're trying to do.
No, that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. And even though Dark, if you're still listening, brother, if you're still in the chat, again, it's just playful banter. But even Dark, I'll plug your channel. Go check out absolutely. Dark One.
He does great stuff, man. He does great stuff.
He does great videos, and he's also doing a series where he's really coming at it like someone. I bought a PC. I don't even know what an HDMI cable is. So like he's going that high level, which is good.
It's great.
There's people out there that need that. So
absolutely.
Go check him out as well. And there's a lot of, there's a lot of good stuff out there. And like Kay said, you can always come to us if you have a question.
Let's move on and talk quickly about this, because that was the bad stuff. That was the Valve, the evil Valve. But now we'll talk about some fun Valve stuff before we end the show. Let's talk about some interesting Valve stuff. I have been waiting for this for a long time, and finally they are doing it. It's not the best, and I'll tell you, because you saw the footage. I will tell you, when I recorded it, it was nice and bright, and it made it super dark.
Wow, right? That was bad.
Another thing that I've also noticed, it only gives you the ability to increase the bit rate, meaning the quality of the picture, but it won't let you change it between 1080p or anything like that. But what it does do is it allows you to hit record in the background, or have it always be recording. And what are we talking about? We're talking about the new beta game recording feature from Steam that can be accessible wherever Steam is, which is freaking awesome, because that means your Steam Deck now has a recording function. That means your third-party handhelds. That means your ROG Ally. Wherever you can install Steam, you can do this, and it's freaking cool. That's great, right?
It is cool.
That's
CEG for sure.
Stop it. Stop the BS. Anyway, the problem in it, the good stuff right now is you can set it up like PlayStation has theirs, where it's always recording in the background. And then when you're done, you're looking at this interface right here that you're looking on the screen right now. And then you can literally go and let's cut clips from your past stream or your past gameplay, and then export it or send it to a friend or something like that. And that's how I was able to capture the footage. As you see, the footage is still somewhat dark. They don't allow you to make any changes. But the plus about this is, when Valve gets into something, they really get into it. So I expect them to iterate really quickly.
Oh yeah.
Right? They're not like Xbox, and here's a little slander for Xbox. They're not like Xbox when they go, we're working on it 2 years ago, and then no one says anything about it ever again.
So what I love about the show is that we're an equal opportunity. Slander machine,
I will cut you. Whoever deserves to get cut, you getting cut. It is what it is.
No, but
yes,
true.
They will. I expect this to iterate relatively quickly. And one of the cool features of this thing is, if a game supports it, now it's only if a game supports it, like as you see on your screen right now, if it supports it, like a game like what are they playing right now? I don't know if this is Counter-Strike, because obviously it's one of their games, Counter-Strike 2. But they will leave the APIs in for developers to incorporate into their games. When you have highlighted events in the game, it will capture it. So when you die or somebody kills you, it'll put a little like highlight reel or benchmark click right there. So when you're scrubbing through your footage afterwards, you don't have to go scrub through the whole thing to find out where you died. It'll just tell you right from jump, because it's watching your footage and giving you that stuff. Really cool, interesting stuff that technically hasn't really been done yet, right? Yeah. It's really cool. I'm looking forward to what they do. In the short term, though, yeah, the footage could be better. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but hey, it's available and it's native and it's on Steam Deck. So I give them kudos for that. You know.
If you're someone that owned, like if you're someone that has interacted with Steam for any amount of time, you know the frequent updates that they're invested. Steam is their money maker, so of course they're going to be fully invested. But secondly, if you owned a Steam Deck as early as we did, which was Gen 1, I was lucky enough to be Wave 1. You would see,
and then he sold it,
and then I sold it because it wasn't Xbox. It wasn't Xbox console like enough for me.
See,
but
emotional gamer.
Hey, it needed to get more console like, which they did, and then I liked it.
Oh, stop it! It was just as console like as it was day one. You just didn't see it. Calm down.
I don't know about that. So one of the point that I'm trying to make though is that if you were hands-on, especially early with that device, I promise you, within the couple of weeks that I had that device before I sold it off, it was an update like 5 times per day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It was incredible. The updates were coming at a rapid pace, and then that just goes to show you, that's the good thing about Valve and why they have that good reputation, because they're gonna make good on mostly on what it is that they're working on. So I expect this to be, look, honestly, if you tell me by next month that this thing is working good, better than what you I wouldn't
I expect it. I 100% expect it to be night and day compared to what it is today. It's the fact, what excites me is the fact that they've jumped into the waters, the iteration and how it will work. Oh, I expect it to be amazing in short order. That's what they do. So there's no smoke there. Before we end the show, because I want to keep it about a 90-minute, hour and a half clip. So for the next 15, 20 that we have, let's talk about the greatness that is the Steam Summer Sale, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, hold on.
If you are a person,
is my wife around? Oh, okay, go ahead.
If you are a person who has a handheld of any kind, you now have access to the greatness that is the Steam Summer Sale. Now, like, if I tell you my library is large, like I have a extensive library, mostly because of the damn Steam Summer Sale. I can wake up one morning, come in here and go, oh my God, every single Hitman game is now on sale, franchise, for like 98% off, under $10 for every. I'm like, okay, bought. Oh, every Assassin's Creed, every freaking Prince of Persia, the entire, my most recent, this year, 2024, my most recent one, with Dragon Age, the Veilguard, the Veilguard coming out soon. All 3 Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Inquisition, under $10 for all 3. I'm like, bought, and here we are.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite games. We're going to talk about some games we purchased. If you have been a part of the summer sale already, or you have recommendations, put it in the chat. I need to add more to my list. I think I'm about $75 in so far.
That's a dangerous game you're playing, sir. That's a very dangerous recommendation.
Hey man, but yes, what have you bought? Let me get some of your recommendations. What have you purchased so far?
Yeah, before I get there, what I'll tell you is that one of the things that I find amazing, like, and sometimes when I'm even looking, whenever I buy something and something gets added to the library. So in my 20 plus years of being mostly an Xbox gamer, primarily, right? Because that's where I would buy all the third-party stuff, and PlayStation always first-party stuff. I was able to gather about 520 something games, digital games purchased, and that's not including Game Pass. That's just me paying for stuff through the Xbox store.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm already at 460 plus games on Steam, and it's been 3 years, if that. And
it's a dangerous situation.
And the thing is that I've double dipped so much on Steam just because of these sales, and it's a no-brainer. So the point of me saying this story before I give you some recommendations is because whenever we hear kind of people talk about, oh, but I'm scared because I don't want to lose my library, I don't want to rebuild my library, this and that. By the time you know it, you've already rebuilt everything for a very low price.
Yep.
And sometimes it's a no-brainer.
So this is what I'm talking about here. Check this out. The Elder Scrolls Summer Bundle. It includes 4 games: Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, plus the Skyrim DLC, the game of the year edition. Guess what? $21 for all 4 together.
Can I give you guys a recommendation?
Nuts.
Look this up since you're on there. Look up.
Yeah, let's go.
Look up, and I got this. Look up the God Eater series, okay? Because as I was doing my Vita project, getting my backups ready, I noticed that I had God Eater 1 and 2 on my Vita. The trilogy.
So you can buy the trilogy right now, which was $109.98. Now it's 93% off. All 3, $7.90.
And
ridiculous.
And let me tell you, I've never played these games before, and I started. I see
one John Wolf right there trying to get his hand.
There you go. And I'm telling you that the art style in that game, if you're into anime, you're into Monster Hunter, it's a cool game. Look it up. That series, I think, is very underrated, and it's one that I'm very excited to play through. And it's $8. Like, come on,
for the entire thing, bro. Yes. Oh, and Jay Rose is asking, is Fading Afternoon basically a side-scroller Yakuza game? At its basics, yes. It is. I consider it River City Rampage. If you're an old school head and you remember how River City Rampage was, it's basically a 2D side-scroller Yakuza game. But I will tell you that it has more gameplay systems than Yakuza, the 3D version, as a 2D game. Like, it does so much more than the original Yakuza, that game that you reference. It's just nuts. All the stuff that this game can do as a 2D game. So give it a shot. And oh, by the way, it costs peanuts on the dollar compared to the Yakuza game you're referencing. So
let me give you another recommendation.
Yeah, let's go.
While Xbox was nice enough to gift the game to some Xbox gamers, I was one of them. I also went ahead and I picked up Forza Horizon 4 before it gets delisted. Okay, and I think that right now it's about $9.99. Okay, so you can own the game forever if you want to. There it is, $11.99.
Actually, it's $11.99. There you go.
There you go, and you can and you can. It could be yours forever. You know. What else? Let's see. And here's the next one.
And okay, keep going.
Just the last one for me.
Yeah.
I'll let
please
you,
go ahead.
Go next.
Go ahead.
This is a game that I have no idea why I didn't have this on my library, but I didn't. Below.
Oh, are you serious? You didn't have Below on your list? Oh my God.
I did not have Below on my Steam library. And
it is amazing. As you can see, it's in my library. Everyone needs to play it. It's so good. It's so good. It's awesome. I love this game. It's so good. And it's hard. Like, they're going to kick your butt, but it's fun. It's really, really cool. It's really cool. If you haven't played Below, you need to play Below. It's like really small art style, very, very removed. Like as you can see on the screen here, like it's like a little tiny guy. The world is amazing. It's scary and deep, and it's really cool. Like, it gets tough, but it's really fun.
I got 2 more, okay, and then I'll let you take over.
Okay.
Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing.
Oh,
okay?
Come on. We're not doing Sonic, man.
Listen, man, okay? Listen, is it as good as Mario Kart? No. But it's still good, okay? And you have all that, and you have all the Sega goodness. If you never owned it, $4.99, you can't go wrong. You need to add that, okay? And then here's my last one. Here's kind of one that maybe you guys haven't heard of. It's called Scaffold Usurper. Okay, it's SKAUFOLD.
Oh, okay, I see it. Hold on. Scaffold Usurper, right here.
Right there. $2, and you have a Metroidvania, Castlevania game that just looks excellent. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, $1.99 is a no-brainer. Okay, I'm gonna put that on my list. Go ahead, Kay. You can take over.
Very cool. No. Very nice recommendation, sir. I like that. As y'all know, I'm the guy of indies. I love indie games. I love playing indie games. I love recommending indie games. And this summer sale is full of awesome indies. Many of the games that I've recommended over the past few months are in there. So let's check Fading Afternoon, see how much it costs right now. So it was, let me see, where's the price? It was $20, now it's $13.
That's good.
And that's really good. Well worth it. So well worth it. Everyone should be playing this game. I put 21 hours into it, as you can see on my screen right now.
Okay, you know what?
Awesome game.
You know what? Floodzilla has arrived, so that means that the AMD crew is here, and that means that he's right. FSR 3.1 did launch, and you know what? I'm gonna mess around with it this week, and I'll be ready to talk about it next week on our show. Okay, Flood, we got you covered next week.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Flood. Don't worry. You won't get short shrift here.
Yep.
So let's see how much Cookie Cutter costs as well, because I think people should play that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever played Cookie Cutter.
Yep, I did. Yep.
So Cookie Cutter, which I paid $20 for, is now $10. Amazing game. Like, you want to play a game that's the corners haven't been cut. Yeah, you like a little bit of risque gaming. You like a little bit of that. It is so good. It is so good.
Dude,
People need to play this. It's hilarious.
I bent the knee on something.
Okay.
I don't know why I bought this game, but when I saw it on sale, I'm like, let me just buy it now. I hated dude. I hated the fact that this was a Game of the Year nominee.
Which game was this?
I ended up buying Stray.
Oh, you bought Stray. Okay.
It's on sale right now. Look at it. I don't know why I did it. I'm like, but come on.
Have you played Stray?
Not yet.
It's not a bad game.
I did pick it up.
Like Game of the Year, it is not. I will say that, but it's not a bad game. I played it. I think it's actually pretty cool. It has an interesting story. If you play it on your PC, graphically, it's really nice. It's beautiful. You know, I wish they had done more with this world, but it was a fun game. I enjoyed myself. You know, beyond the BS about it's Game of the Year. I don't think it's Game of the Year.
That price right there was enough to get me to bite, but I would not have paid full price for this. But that was good enough.
You know, but as you guys know, the one thing that I don't know if you know, like when they do a summer sale, like every developer, every publisher takes part. So here's the Annapurna part. If you know, those of us who know that Annapurna is not to be messed with. Anything they release is just genius. And here are all their games on sale, like ridiculous sale.
They really do.
They have an amazing track record, right? Yeah. Pathless, like Solar Ash. I love all their games. If you didn't play The Artful Escape when it was on Game Pass, it is now $8.
I haven't played that.
$8, bro. Play it. It's fun. If you like games that are more experiences than they are games, if you enjoyed like Guitar Hero back in the day, you'll love this game. You're just walking around just riffing. It's just awesome. Well, it's for the Bill and Ted's among us. They just
dude,
just
come
awesome.
on!
It's awesome. All right. It's awesome.
I'm gonna put on the wishes now. Okay, we got another request from Cygnus.
Okay.
Did you guys talk about Digital Foundry with the majority of third-party games playing better on PS5? For that conversation, Kay, I think that conversation suits the Gaming Circle podcast.
Yeah,
better.
we'll probably talk about that on GCP.
Write that down.
I will tell you. How many times have I explained why it does? I will do. I don't like. I don't disrespect Digital Foundry. I think they do good work, but honestly, let's be honest. Let's be clear and honest about it. I'll put a quick pin in it and then we'll move on. The reason why most of those games play better on PlayStation is because they're built for PlayStation and badly ported to Xbox. If you build the game for Xbox, from day one, it will run great. Examples of that: most of the Call of Duty games, Alan Wake 2, right? Very few options, very few examples, because most people don't do that, right? Alan Wake 2 was one of the rare games that did that, which actually took mesh shaders to heart and built mesh shaders because the Xbox supports it, and then gave them primitive shaders because the PlayStation supports that. When you do that, they both run great, but the Xbox runs better. It just does. Yeah. But needless to say.
Yeah, and
we'll talk more about that when we get there.
And Dr. Dry Rub, we did see the Digital Foundry Ally X video. We're kind of waiting though. Like the reason that we're not talking about kind of like the Ally X going up to the lead up is because we we want the official reviews to come out before we actually talk about it, because like me and Kay have been talking in the background and he brought up a great point. What these guys have in their hands are prototypes, which is like ASUS putting their best foot forward. Let's get some reviews in place. Okay. So with games, it all comes out. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, right? Yeah. If you start making a PlayStation game, you will always have a PlayStation game, and then you'll port it to Xbox. Yeah, you can clean it up. It'll be great. It'll play, but it will never ever have the fundamental essence of what makes that hardware great, because you started on the opposite platform. Unless you literally rub your hands of it and rebuild it from scratch on Xbox, which nobody will do because that makes no monetary sense. Right? It is what it is. But okay, before we get out of here, I pulled up a few articles of people who are also enjoying all the summer sale goodness and their recommendations. Top 10 recommendations to think about. Yeah, to think about. And I have a couple of them. We'll go through them quickly. So for those of you whose wallets have not been completely fleeced just yet, maybe this might entice you guys.
I'm getting my wish list ready. Hold on. Okay.
There you go. So The Witcher 3, if you don't have that in Steam, 90% off. That's nuts.
I mean,
Frostpunk. Frostpunk. And these are all games that have been considered like games of generation.
Wow.
Frostpunk, Witcher 3, like at that price, it's bananas that if you don't have it already.
$2.99 by the way.
Awesome.
Frostpunk $2.99.
Yes, it's nuts. Enshrouded, one of the best survival games of 2024. Amazing. Children of the Sun. Talk to your boy MJ Dark. He swears by it. It's basically a very stylized game where you're a girl with a sniper and you have to kill everybody with one shot. It's crazy.
Wow. Okay, that sounds cool.
You have to you're in a room, you're in a park, there are people everywhere, and you have to kill it's like Wanted. Remember the movie Wanted? You have to ricochet, kill everybody with one shot. It's cool. It's a very cool game.
I love the part that the main character has like a breakdown in his office, because don't you just feel like one day
and then hit somebody in the face with the yes. I know. And then Remnant 2. People loved Remnant 2, right?
Yeah.
50% off right now. Remnant 2 is awesome. Obviously, Sekiro, nobody will take away Sekiro's respect. That game, it is what it is.
Go play
Dead
Ninja
Cells. He's being slandered. Go play Ninja Gaiden, he says. Okay, so more deals, because we only have a few minutes that we're gonna get out here. But I want more people to try it.
Elden Ring. There you go.
Yeah. $41. By the way, pro tip. Yes, Elden Ring is $41. Good deal. Deals.gg still has it for $34 right now.
Oh, there you go.
If you really want to jump into Elden Ring. So there you go. Right. Pal World. Amazing deal. $22 right now. Right. You can buy it. Horizon Forbidden West. $48. If you need some sleep. No,
if you're having trouble sleeping, go ahead and purchase. Please.
Stop the cop.
Please turn on Aloy.
$2 for Celeste. If you haven't played Celeste, do yourself a favor. Buy this game. Celeste it is really awesome. Really good. Is so good. Like for $2, it's a steal, right?
Yeah.
And of course, they also $4 for The Witcher 3. You have your Fallout 76 for $9. If you're gonna buy Fallout 76 for $9, spend that $9 on Game Pass and play that and all the other Fallout.
I agree.
What's wrong with you?
I agree. Yeah. Now, Dr. Dry Rub does have one more thing to say that I think is important to bring up, especially with what we talked about earlier. The 360 store is closing at the end of July.
Yes.
So, and they are having a huge sale. So if you still have your 360s laying around, you want to buy some digital stuff, do it before the end of July.
So the thing that's weird about the 360, so when that came out, I was very gung-ho about going to get games, but the games that I want are games that are not on back compat. And it's surprising how small that number is these days.
Yeah.
It's very small number that are not on back compat. So that's why whenever anybody's like, oh my God, Dead Rising is coming back, I'm like, I'm more a Lollipop Chainsaw person.
Oh yeah,
that's not on back compat.
There you go. You want to know something?
That's
cool,
not on back compat.
And I know
they have the remaster version, remaster version. That came out too low.
You want to know something that I'm sure you know about, but maybe one day we can talk about and we can get into. How about the fact that if you have that developer mode on your Xbox series of consoles, you can actually use Xenia to run some of the games that are not officially supported through backwards compatibility, but you know,
you can run both GOGs on Xbox. God of War and Gears of War on Xbox. You can run both GOGs if you so choose. Yes, that's a conversation we might expound on a little later. That it is very good. There's a developer mode. Everyone should look into it. I think if you really want to do that, I think you're paying $20 forever. to enable it fully. But once you do, you can run a bunch of emulators on that side of the house. And that's, I think, a big reason why Xbox has not been hacked, because nobody needs to. You could just run that developer mode and you're fine. Right?
You're fine.
PS4 has already been hacked. People can do stuff with it. And by that extension, PS5, because it's the same kind of underlying architecture. No one's bothered hacking the Xbox because just turn on developer mode.
Yep.
You know, I think they inoculated themselves very well there.
You're on Blasphemous. By the way, Blasphemous is great. Part 1 and 2.
Great game.
Yep.
Yes.
I know it's Souls-like and all that, and we
Fantastic.
have vibes,
Yes.
but it's a good game.
Yes. Yes. And then of course, like I'll try this last list here by GameSpot. If you haven't played Animal Well, shame on you. Go play Animal Well. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is one of the most amazing games I haven't played in a long time.
I'm waiting for it to hit Game Pass.
Come on now. You should not wait for it to hit Game Pass. You should play that thing. And it plays so well. By the way, Balatro, I hate card games. The greatest card game ever. The greatest card game ever. Like, oh my God. I find myself playing this game at all times of day. And it runs, you could run this for like 6-7 hours on the OG ROG Ally because it sips battery that good.
But is it better than Marvel Snap?
It is, because Marvel Snap is stealing money out of you. This is not.
Come on, man. We like to get we like to whip out the wallets. Pause.
I love Marvel Snap. You know, I'm a Marvel zombie from way back. I love Marvel Snap, but they stealing money out of you. They are. You and I both know it. They're literally.
Bad. That was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I had to kind of let go of too recently? Call of Duty Mobile. I had to uninstall it from my phone. It was ridiculous already. I wasn't playing anything else.
Yep. So okay, and then we'll go through the last bit. $48 for Baldur's Gate. If you're into a big game like that, you should try it. Chain Deco's really, really great game. You should try that as well. Civilization. I know a lot, not too many people. Well, a lot of people like Civilization, but you have to be a type of person that likes Civ games to enjoy that.
Not for me.
But yes, $25 for Crisis Core. I may actually buy that because I never played it and I wanted to try that out.
That's not bad.
This is not great. $51 for oh well, that's the Ultimate Edition. Never mind, that's the Ultimate Edition. So that means it has both the OG Cyberpunk and it has Liberty. What's the name of them? The DLC. Something. Liberty.
Oh, you're talking about Liberty. Hold on.
Jesus, the name is escaping.
No, hold on.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty. Yes,
there we go.
Liberty.
I was like,
which I have to say is effing awesome. Oh my God, I'm an Idris Elba guy. It is so awesome.
I don't know why.
Like it's so good. Oh,
I don't know
it's so
why
good.
when
really
we said Phantom Liberty, I don't know why I thought we were talking about Metal Gear all of a sudden.
No. It is Phantom Liberty. Yes.
Okay.
And then of course Dave the Diver, which everyone knows won Mad Awards. $14. I think it's worth a play. If you like Dead Space,
you need this.
There's just so much. There's just so much. Dragon's Dogma 2, the $35 for Integrate. Like, it's just awesome. Awesome.
This is dangerous.
Before we get out of here, let me not be the one to give you something. There are so many people that are members of what do you call it? Of Amazon Prime. They are having Prime Day very soon. And on this show here, we love to give you freebies. They are like throwing games at people before Amazon Prime starts. Now, if you are a member of Amazon Prime, you know you have access to play X amount of games every month for free via Luna. But beyond Luna, they're giving you Star Wars Battlefront, the classic game, free. They're giving you Call of Juarez for free. They're giving you Forager for free. They're giving, like, there's a bunch of these games. Weird West for free.
That's a good game.
Good games, really good games for free. They're giving you Forbidden City, which last year won Mad Awards for free. A lot of these games are in here. I collect most of them whenever they come. And when they come up, they're either on the Epic Game Store, they're either on GOG, or they're even on Steam. They've spread it around all over the place. So I would say if you are a member of Amazon Prime, which you probably are, don't forget to bookmark gaming.amazon.com and come and check it out every once in a while, because you get a bunch of free games that you probably wouldn't have purchased, but you'll find out that you actually like these. Call of Juarez, awesome game.
Yep.
Like awesome game, underrated game. Some people say it's better than the original. Geez, now I'm forgetting the Rockstar game. Every time I need to pull it up.
You're talking about Red Dead? Red Dead Redemption.
This gives Red Dead Redemption a run for its money. They have this system of whenever you're gunslinging mode, right, where you're 1 versus 1, and they have this timed shoot before the time runs out mode that is just expert. It's really cool.
Cool.
I don't know why it never got the attention it deserved. Red Dead like completely took over everything. This game is awesome and it's free 99. Check it out.
Let me give you my tip that I do, right?
Okay.
So what I do is my landing page when I open up my browser is deals.gg. Now,
yeah, you do that dangerous thing. That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's dangerous, man.
Now it's dangerous, but at the same time, there's a tab on the left that tells you free games, and all of this stuff is on there across all launchers.
And you know what? You know what? I'll actually give you a cheap plug right now. The cheap plug. If you don't want to mess with deals.gg for free games, if you don't want to mess with these games for free games, you know where you can come and you'll have access to all of those free games as well? Our Discord. Because there's a channel in our Discord that literally aggregates all of the cool deals every month. Anytime a new free game comes out, it'll go, hey man, new game of the month. And you can totally check it out there. Where can you find our Discord? Right on the Gaming Circle podcast channel on YouTube. Under all the various ways you can contact us. One of them is our Discord. You click on it, it's forever available. You click on it, you join our channels. If you happen to be a member of this channel, you get access to a VIP section where from time to time I do what I call game code spring cleaning. I have pages and pages of codes, so I just drop game codes in there because if you happen to have an ROG LIX and you've never had a Steam library, you might need some games. So I drop some codes in that for people to enjoy as well. So check it out. We love giving you all tips. If you have tips that we should be knowing about, places you go for your games that we should be a part of, that we should be knowing about, let us know. The deals.gg, by the way, you can get really awesome stackable Game Pass codes there. That's where I get my Game Pass codes. I'm booked till 2027 or whatever, because every once in a while you go to the deals.gg and you find it for like $21 for 3 months and you just buy a bunch of them and there you go. You straight for a long time. So we hope you enjoy your deals. We hope you get good deals and you tell us where you get them because we all want to be a party of that. But yeah, I think that's it there, Mr. John Wolf. What do you think?
I think so too, man. I think you wrapped that up real good. You're pretty good at this, man. I think you're pretty good at hosting a podcast. Let me tell you, you got this.
After a couple of 100 episodes, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think you're getting the hang of it. But yeah, okay, 100%. Great conversation today, man. I had a great time
as always.
It was nice to get off of work and to come on here and talk to you like always and everybody in the chat. We always look, the reason that we say it is because we never take this for granted. Honestly, thank you all for being here, man. Like seriously.
Absolutely.
Thank you for putting up with our slander and our foolishness and everything. We appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out. You know, it's like that's the way we see this, kind of like as a hangout every Monday.
Absolutely.
So okay, I'll be obviously gaming throughout the week on my Vita. I want to finish with my project that I'm working on, and then I might move on to a 3DS project I'll be working on as we slowly approach the launch of the ROG LIX.
You mean we slowly approach the launch of the greatest handheld known to man, which is the One X Player X1 Mini. Yes, which I will have my hands on.
Stop the presses, ladies and gentlemen. We have Everborn Saga, sir. You have been
there he goes.
I held up for the CEG community, sir. You can go back and listen to it. I held down the fort. ROG Ally Nation, guys, thank you again so much for being here tonight. Pixel, I see you.
I really hope these guys lose the Silicon Lottery because they're gonna be crying like babies. It's gonna be hilarious.
Why would Kay wish that evil upon us? Okay, but guys, Kay, I'll let you finish off with your outro. Find me on Twitter, of course. Find me on every single gaming platform that you can think of. You can find me on there, John Wolf, how it's spelled. That's been my name for the longest time. Thank you all, man. Have a good week.
And I would say thank you to everyone here, all 112 watching between the YouTube channel and the various Twitter, I should say, channels that we're broadcasting on. We appreciate y'all. We always love when y'all hang out with us. Join the community. consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you feel like supporting us, become a member. We really appreciate all the members who power us to do more. Check out thegamingcircle.com, which I've been working on in the background. We have a little project. We're writing some articles. We're doing some things. Always enjoyable. We're trying to grow our community in different ways. So think about becoming a member. Think about becoming a subscriber. Jump on and join us. We always want you to be a part of our community. We have a lot of writers out there. If you out there think, hey man, I have something I have to say, holla at me in them DMs. TKO Asante, all the places you can find me. Let's talk about it. I have no issues letting the community speak for themselves. But until next week, you can catch me this Wednesday with Mr. Boomstick and friends as usual. And then, of course, on Saturday, I'll be with my brother, the slanderous one in the chat, Mr. Everborn Saga. But until then, I say have a good week. Peace.